Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 7th of November. So looking at the Eurodollar first, and not a lot to really mention. Yesterday was such a slow day. I think we had about a 20 pip range for the whole day. You can see I've left the average true range on here. You can see this is falling back down. It's back down to 50 pips at the moment. It's quite a difficult one to get decent intraday points out. We certainly yesterday we left a position running to try and get a bit more out of it, which we did, but it's taken its time. Now where to? Well, we've still got this daily 50 below, which may be a draw. We've haven't got any divergence on the 4 hourly, maybe a bit of divergence there sitting there on the RSI actually, so maybe we've got some upside, maybe back towards that 4 hourly 21 is potential, but we've just run into the and just through it actually a daily pivot. We're in this tight range of 6-minute 50, may just hold price, we'll see. From here, whether it holds, if it pushes through, well, R1 just above, but you can see this bar has done as much as most of yesterday's range did. It's all in one bar. Now there may be more to come, we'll see, but at the moment I'm still erring towards the bearish side. However, of course, there is that divergence on the 4 hourlies, but not a triggered divergence as I'd refer to it as being. Okay, let's move on to the pound if I can. There we go. Pound wise, again heading south, very little movement so far this morning. I have to scroll this back a little bit. In fact, if I come back to the dailies, I was pointing out yesterday to the guys in our trading room, the average true range here has dropped right away back to more norm. It's back to its 70 norm. I mean, we could see it coming back towards 70 pips at some stage, but it's certainly reducing as we just run through this sort of non-risky sort of I say non-risky, so I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but lower risk period until we get a new party in, or the same party again, but we'll see. Anyway, lower highs, lower lows through this 4 hourly, still sitting there. It's not quite caught the daily pivot yet, may do. That small range yesterday was actually much bigger than euros, but anyway, just see how it runs this morning. It could push up towards that daily pivot. Again, well, there's a marginal divergence here actually sitting between these lows, although it's now done another low, and there's certainly a divergence between those. So some bit of divergences around on some of these markets at the moment. It's, my preference would be to trade it to the short side, but I'd rather wait to see that daily pivot out the way if I was going to be shorting it. So it could be a waiting game for the pound there. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen then. Yesterday was a bit of a no way day. We was looking for some potential upside continuation. It never occurred. In fact, it tightened up whilst the euro and the pound were also falling. The yen was strengthening, and that's really shown money going back into or away from risk, I should say. We've seen a follow through of that this morning, but it's now ran into its 4 hourly 50 there. I'm seeing a bounce off of that. It's dying a little bit in the mornings. Yesterday, there we go, it never broke until it walked out sideways in the end of what I was looking for. It was really quite late in the day before it did have any sort of pitch up, but then strengthened, and then through the Asian session here this morning, it's rolled over now. Of course, it's bounced from there. Solid old bounce we've seen through these markets. Maybe risk back on again. As we see in this sort of price action, we could see the yen push further up there, but it's taken such a big chunk in one bar. You just wonder what it will do for the rest. Aussie, just going to look at this on a 60-minute point of view. It was so choppy yesterday, eventually rolling over later in the day again, but not doing too much. Can't can't get interested in that too much. Again, it's done. You've seen these big price actions. I may miss something in the news here. Why am I touching the Canadian dollar? But that too. Look, it's through the Asian session there, just through the last hour. It's sold off. The dollar's sold off. Right. Let's just look elsewhere. New Zealand dollar I want to have a quick look at, and okay, so it's continued. So that's found a bounce. It continued down yesterday, didn't quite get up to the pivot. Again, it's sort of 4 o'clock zone, and it's rolled over there. I was looking at the potential, and I still am looking at the potential, and it could come today for a bit of a trade to the longer side, mainly because of the sentiment that sits on that being so aggressive. Okay, let's just quickly run through the news. I can actually remember it off by heart. Actually, we've got the Bank of England reporting today at midday, so I can remember that bit off by heart anyway. And we've got Carney speaking at 1:30, so it's 12:30 rather. So 12 and 12:30. We've got data coming out for the pound. We've got the EU economic forecasts out this morning at 11 o'clock for the euro. Beware of that. That could really turn things round, one way or the other, depending how bright the people expect it to be. I've got a feeling it's going to be pretty negative, but been wrong before. As I say, we've got Carney speaking at 12:30 rather, and that's it. So it's a bit of action later. I wish you a great day, and I'll speak to you in the morning. Bye for now.